Yeah, I'm happy with the result. These games can be tricky because it's terrible conditions, and it's the week before the season, so we're just trying to get ourselves through it in good order. We played some good rugby, but so I was happy with them. I thought Sheffield were kicked well and completed well and made a good game of it. They had a plan, and you could see that. I was disappointed with their try they scored. Otherwise, it's just we got the job done without being brilliant.
Yeah, I'm going to say, given what's coming next week, obviously the magnitude of the game, I guess it can be natural for minds to wander sometimes. But do you feel like they stayed on task?
Yeah, I think it's so. I mean, we've spent all pre-season not too worried about tomorrow, not worried about yesterday, worried about the moments, and I felt today we concentrated. We were clinical when we had to be. I'll say it was actually tough to score points because of the conditions, but we had some good moments. Couple we could have been better in, but we'll have a look at that and fix it up. Yeah. Looking forward to next Friday now.
I mean, the tries that you did score were actually quite well constructed, weren't they? So you're happy that there was some progress on that front from the league game last week?
Yeah, I think again the league game was really tough conditions as well. So we're getting some practice in the rain at the moment, so it does help. I thought we took some moments well. I thought we could have been a little bit better in other areas, but I thought it was the ruck was a tiny bit slower tonight as well than we used to, which might have thrown us out a bit. But otherwise, I was happy with the game.
Yeah, Albert Hokwati getting his full debut and marking it with a try. How do you feel like he went?
Yeah, no, I'm happy for him to get his try and just find his feet again, back playing. It's 12 months out of the game is a long time, so it might take Albert 5-6 weeks to get going and really hit his straps, but the early signs are there, and we're just grateful to have him in the side. He's a great young man, he's a great professional, so we're hoping over the season we'll hopefully see him progress and see what he's made of.
I said, do you think he's going to be one of them that once the tracks get a little bit drier, it's going to be a case of watching go?
Yeah, well, without even putting pressure on him, we remind ourselves we're returning from a couple of big injuries, so again, we've got to give him time, but he's been very consistent with his practice, and the boys really enjoy his company, so I think over the season as it unfolds we'll see probably a bit more of what he's like. Yeah.
What a moment for Tommy Rhodes as well. I'm pretty sure that was his first touch on his senior debut, a moment he'll remember forever.
Yeah, no, he's a lovely young lad, Tommy, and he's a joy to coach. I think he's just one of them kids that things just seem to happen around him. He's nothing really phases him. He's played all pre-season, filling in at 1, 6 in the centres, played a bit of 9. So he's very valuable actually to have around, because today he covered George, Kai, Danny. He covered everyone. So he's a good young lad. I really enjoy him being around the place.
So to be in the first team fold at just 16 years of age, I think he was around it a little bit at the back end of last season as well, wasn't he? So you must rate him so highly.
Yeah, again, I rate all the young kids. I think they're all lovely young lads, and they've all got great potential. It's now up to us to harness that and obviously lead them in the right direction. But with Tommy, you wouldn't think he's 16 when you spend time with him. He's very mature, and he's been brought up extremely well by his parents. He's a good, upstanding young man. I really like his company, and if he keeps going in this direction, he'll have a great career. He's got to keep progressing and figure out exactly where he's going to play. But it's developing him nicely at the moment, being able to play all different positions.
Absolutely. You'll want to get out of it with no injuries, but it looks like James Bentley picked up a bit of an issue. Is there any update on him?
Yeah, it was a bit of a clunky looking tackle. He's compressed his spine, and he's got I'm not a doctor, but he's got, you want to say, like back spasms. These they can settle down quickly, or they can take a little bit of time. So he's in a bit of pain actually. He's not in a good way. So we'll see how that unfolds over the next 48 hours. But we've got a weekend now to recover.
Yeah. How's everyone else who didn't play tonight? Are they looking okay for next week, do you think?
We'll have a number of guys to pick from next week. It's going to be hard to pick a 17. So it was actually tricky this week to pick a 17. I've probably got 4 or 5 coming back into that. So it's going to be tough on Monday.
Yeah. what sort of shape do you feel like you're in to start the season then? So just looking at Saints tonight, I think they scored 98 points this evening, so they look like they're clicking obviously into gear. What kind of shape do you feel like you're into tackle?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see on Friday. You know, we've given ourselves the best opportunity. We've had a good pre-season, so yeah, we'll see on Friday. But the guys are going to be excited for the week. But again, it'll just be a case of us getting our job done. Everything we've done over pre-season that's all we'll be doing next week with the same sort of stuff, with a bit more intensity and a bit more excitement in the build-up.